I'm a physiotherapist by profession with a degree emphasis in occupational health. I've been the director of inpatient and outpatient therapy at Woodstock Hospital for 25 years. So I've had a 35-year career, and I've always seemed to be dabbling in occupational health in one manner or the other. I'm here today to talk about our Safe Patient Handling Program, Project Uplift, and I'm the primary lead for this program. I work at Woodstock Hospital, and it's a 198-bed capacity, full-service community hospital, and it's located between Hamilton and London, Ontario. I must confess, we moved to a brand new facility in 2011, November 2011. So yes, indeed, we have wide hallways, we have storage for our equipment, and we have 78 ceiling lifts and 35 portable lifting devices. However, the program did start in 2005. So a little bit of our history. In 2002, the hospital was experiencing increasing WSIB near costs, increasing lost time from patient handling injuries, and occupational health was very, very fearful of a work well audit. In 2003, I had a really fun time. I conducted an incident audit and found that there was 199 injuries between 1998 and 2002, of which 111 were patient handling incidents. And as someone mentioned previously, in 2004-05, the Ministry of Health Long-Term Care provided funding for lifting devices, and we took advantage of this. The occupational health nurse and we attended 2 full-day courses on safe patient handling programs, and we had significant concern about the manpower. A lot of them were focused on physio and OT, being the champions and the trainers and looking at every new admission. So we were kind of hesitant to even start looking at that type of a program. So while we were looking at the lifting devices with our preferred provider, which is Arjo Huntley now, we discovered that Arjo Huntley had a patient handling program which you could contract, and it was called the Diligent Program. It has been exceptionally successful down in the US, and of interest, Woodstock Hospital continues to be the only Canadian hospital that has contracted this program, and we've had it for over 10 years now. So at Woodstock Hospital, we call the Diligent Program Project Uplift. And the Diligent Program addressed our manpower concerns for program development, a minimal lift policy, and within that policy it identified all the responsibilities within the Diligent Program. So it went from like the directors were responsible for this, the supervisors, the charge nurse, the frontline staff, the occupational health, housekeeping, laundry. So everyone knew what their roles would be within this new program. We also had a monthly consultant which came to the hospital, and it was a train-the-trainer type of a program, and the frontline staff were trained as mentors as well as on all the equipment. It included support systems for the trainers, and it also had monitoring of outcomes. So after 3 years of Project Uplift, we had a 69% reduction in staff injuries related to patient handling. And our WSIB near costs associated with patient handling went from $163,000 in 2004 down to $400 in 2007. Our CEO liked the program. Of interest, this, I sound like I'm an Arjo Huntley representative, I'm not. But of interest, the thing that really sold this program is that you paid for this for 3 years. And if your hospital didn't have a 60% reduction in patient handling, the program was free. So that was a big incentive for us to move forward with this program. And as you can see, our patient handling costs continue to be very low. Or our patient handling incidents, sorry. There's a blip in that graph that I just showed you. We had downsizing in 2009, and if any of you that have worked in occupational health, you know that there's often an increase in staff injuries when morale is low, people are laid off, and the staff told me, they came right up and said, we're gonna have more injuries if staff get laid off, and we did. But it still only went up to 9 a year. The WSIB costs associated with patient handling has also continued to be exceptionally low, with our near refunds for the past 4 years. Now this graph shows that our premium has increased, and this is due to our staff increasing from 651 in 2005 to nearly 900 employees now. So, how did we achieve our goal, and how does Project Uplift work? Well, first, our consultant trained enough frontline staff, called transfer mobility coaches, and we actually shortened that up to TMCs, on how to be a mentor and a trainer to other staff. And that's a full half day of just how to approach people, how to have confidence, how to instill confidence in other people so that they can go up and train the frontline staff that they're working with. And she also educated them on every device, lifting device or transfer device within the hospital. And so here is our current TMC list, and we currently have 54 TMCs within the building. And they are assigned to their primary departments. So if you work on complex continuing care may have 5 TMCs, and they're trained on the equipment that unit uses, which our complex continuing care just about uses everything. And so all the staff there are trained on that. Now, if you work in mental health, you're only trained on the total lift and sliders. The sliders in case you have to drag them out of a small confined space, but everyone knows you never lift a patient from the floor, they aren't going any further. And changes to this list occur with transfers and resignations. And if more TMCs are required, we hold additional TMC training sessions. The TMCs train the frontline staff, and they sign off equipment education sheets, and these sheets are forwarded to occupational health, and it's recorded down in occupational health as to is the person completing all their training. And these sheets also provide evidence of the training. Every month, the consultant comes into our hospital and meets with the occupational health representative and myself, and we look at all the outstanding staff training and review any patient handling incidents. If there is an incident, the consultant will do related education on the units during her visit. She also makes herself very accessible, walks around the whole loop, and asks, do you have any personal questions or needs related to patient handling? Now this didn't turn out as good as what we had hoped, but it's along the same idea as you. We have a tracking system. So as all these training sheets come into occupational health, it's kept and recorded, and this is what we review with our consultant on a monthly basis. And if a person doesn't complete their training within 3 months, then they are sent a letter which tells them that they have been deemed inactive. And we're actually in the process, as of 2 weeks ago, we're looking at tightening that up to 1 month, because we feel that's too long of a period of time for them to go without initial training. And we do have a policy in the hospital that identifies all the mandatory training, and it's identified within that. So the consultant comes in, she looks at the outstanding training, etc., and then she goes out and she does spot education on every unit, which I was talking about. The transfer mobility coaches, or TMCs, are given a free lunch with a consultant, and the consultant helps problem solve situations that the staff bring forward, and provides education as requested by the TMCs. The TMCs that attend the luncheon, they do sign an education sign-off sheet, and also all the staff that attend the sessions on the units or in the departments sign off on the education sheet so that we have evidence of ongoing education. There is a Project Uplift session at our general orientation for all staff, and again we have 2 sessions, one for all staff and one that's specific for patient handlers. We have an annual mandatory education fair. It's a lot of fun. They feed all the staff. If you look closely, my TMC's got a popcorn ball in her pocket there. But it's mandatory that everyone attends, and Project Uplift is part of that education fair. The staff are directly responsible for checking the equipment daily and sign off an inspection sheet. They're also to do a visual check every time that they use that equipment. And these are 2 processes that are evidence for the Ministry of Labor. And this was mentioned previously this morning, and I'm very thankful for this, because a real important player behind the scene is our laundry staff. They inspect the slings. We wash all our slings in-house, because if you send your slings and sliders off to London Linen, they go through the dryer and they use various products that damage the slings. So we in-house launder them. And so they are air dried, and then the laundry staff, they inspect the sling every time and document the inspection in the logbook. Again, this is evidence for the Ministry of Labor. This gal here, she's got the eye of a hawk, and if there's anything that looks remotely rough or, evidence of wear, she takes it quickly out of the system and she shows it to Danielle, our consultant, when she comes monthly. And this is the person that keeps departments in the nursing unit stocked with the slings and sliders. She goes around daily, and if the staff do run out for whatever reason, they call right down directly into the laundry department for delivery. And we're really proud of our outcomes. We boast in the hospital newsletter. It goes out quarterly. We're featured in there frequently. We invite our local newspaper to come. And in 2003, we were featured in the hospital news, and that was very well received. We've also had posters at the OHA that Arjo Hudley had of our successes. And we celebrate. We eat a lot of cake at Woodstock Hospital. But we celebrate our success and thank the TMCs at every anniversary. And I'm always saying to the directors and the managers, thank your TMCs for a job well done. Include it in your annual performance appraisal. Make sure that they get that thank you that they deserve. And we just celebrated our 10th anniversary. As I said, we started in 2005. So here's a picture of the entire group at the barbecue. We all some had to come at different times, so this doesn't reflect, obviously, the 54 TMCs. But within that group, I'm proud to say, here's our CEO, and she loves this program. And here she is at our 10th anniversary celebration, thanking the TMCs for a job well done. And note that she's wearing one of the TMC shirts at this time. Just to clarify, the TMCs do not wear this shirt all the time. They are given one shirt, and we didn't buy them 5 shirts, but they were given a shirt when they graduated as a TMC, and they wear that shirt on Project Uplift Day once a month when the consultant comes in, or if we're celebrating, or if there's anything going on that we want everyone to know that this is your transfer mobility coach, and wear your colors proudly. So in summary, I believe that success of a safe patient handling program is dependent upon commitment, from the very top all the way down. And I do believe in train the trainer courses now. I had lost faith earlier on in my program, but it was because there wasn't the support systems and the recognition and ongoing training. So it's that monthly ongoing TMC support systems, the TMC recognition, staff training, and the monitoring systems. And I really do believe that it needs a dedicated program lead, even though that is myself. I will be retiring soon, and they need to know the face. They need. I get all kinds of questions, and where do I get this? And but they have to have someone that they can associate with the program. Just firing in a consultant and saying, "Oh, we pay a consultant. Why isn't that good enough?" It's not good enough, because they are the consultant. You are your organization. So, time and commitment are essential to ensure cultural change, and I believe that it's that cultural change that's a vital component for program sustainability. Thank you.